Welcome back to AutoScoop with your host, Adam Goldfine.
Welcome back to AutoScoop. I'm Adam Goldfine. We are at the 34th Annual O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels. This is the opportunity that you get only once a year to come down to the World Congress Center and see all the vehicles that you would ever dream of possibly having. Everything from hot rods to souped up motorcycles. The thing that really kind of, blows my mind is even when they take some of the older vehicles from the 30s and the 40s and they redo them, it's unbelievable to see when you can add some of the modern technology into the older chassis, what some of the most creative folks in Atlanta can actually do. And we have the opportunity to talk with one of them. We've got Bryan Fuller, who's here now joining us on the show. Bryan, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you. Now, I know you are a TV star yourself. You've got,
well, I don't know about a star, but
well, you're at least on two shows. You've got Overhauling, and you've got, Two Guys Garage.
Right.
So now you can add AutoScoop to your repertoire.
That's right. We're always trying to add another one. I have a shop here in Atlanta, and we always come out to the World of Wheels, which is a great event. All kinds of cars, bikes, you name it, horsepower. It's just top to bottom. You come to World of Wheels, it's cold outside, but there's going to be a lot of hot action inside.
Yeah, you know what? Your shop is located in Decatur?
Yeah, we're Candler Park.
Okay.
Which is here in the city. We're just 2 miles from the convention center, so we're kind of the local builder. We're very close, which is nice. So we literally pulled out the whole shop, roll it into the trailer, and we just rolled it down here, put a couple of couches out so we can kind of set up this living room, and you can literally see our vehicles, see our tools that we work with, hang out.
So how many vehicles do you actually have competing in today's show?
Here we have 4 bikes and 1 car. We have a 650 horse 61 Bel Air,
wow.
And we have full custom bikes that we're building, and they look really cool, and it's a nice event because you just come out, hang out with the builders, see who the local guys are, walk up to them and talk to them, and just see who's in town.
That I really like. I mean, quite honestly, it's not like going to a car museum, and it's like you're walking by, it's like, oh, that's nice, and you're going. I mean, here, you're actually talking to the artists themselves, and you can get tips, you can ask them questions. I mean,
absolutely.
I find it to be fascinating, but why'd you do this or that with the particular vehicle? And you guys are always working on new projects.
Oh, yeah.
So there's always something else.
Oh, yeah.
That's sneaking up behind.
Absolutely. You can always pick up ideas, you can pick up tips, you can find new suppliers, you can find out who's local to help you build something, who's local to help you with some ideas, help you with some advice.
So what would you say the 1 or 2 top trends are now compared to, let's say, years past? What are we seeing in today's show?
Today's show, I would say I think people are going more towards drivers. I think that's a big trend right now. Just people really want a car that they can get in and go and not be so particular about every little, thing being so shiny and so perfect. They really want to get in it and drive it.
Right.
They're not doing a whole new thing all the time as much. They're really working on the car they have and getting it to a point to where they're happy with it and really driving it. I think that's the essence of all this stuff, is really getting in it, getting on the road and having a good time.
Would you say the same is for the motorcycles as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think the trend has definitely gone more to drivers.
You got to ride.
You got to get on the road, get it on the road, and I love the building process. Obviously, I'm a builder by trade and by hobby and by passion.
Right.
But really, at the end of the day, when you get it done and you get it on the road and you ride it, people see it and they're like, "Oh wow, it's so amazing! You're around town." I mean, that's the part that really is what, the payoff, the reward.
Sure. When you see shows like American Chopper and you see these other types of shows where these guys are rebuilding the bikes and they're doing all of that, that's sort of what you would really see at this show. I mean, those aren't the only 4 guys in America that are rebuilding bikes.
Oh, you can't believe, even in Atlanta, I mean, I have people every week that tell me I can't believe you're here. Wow, you're here, you're in Atlanta. I'm like, yeah, I'm right down the street. But you don't want to have a whole lot of street traffic all the time. So this is an event where, local people like myself who are normally in the garage, kind of a little hidden, and you don't want everybody coming in.
Right.
You want to stay within the community. And this is a place where we come in and we can just hang out and we're just here to talk.
Right.
Normally you come in my shop, I'm working. I mean, Bruce knows. You come in, I'm like, hey man, how's it going? We'll talk for a little bit.
He's a rude dude when he's
and
working.
about 5 minutes.
Yeah, because you're interrupting him. I mean, he's in the middle of something.
I'm always aggravating him, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, he's working on his next big project, which I've obviously got to ask you. So you got 4 bikes and a car in the show.
Yeah.
What do you have in the garage that you haven't pulled out?
see?
I can't really tell that one.
Can you at least tell me
I
if
can't
it's a
really
bike
tell
or a
that one.
car?
I can't give it out yet.
No, is it hot?
Actually, I have a fire truck, believe it or not.
Get out of
One that-
You
yeah.
let it out of the bag, huh?
Yeah,
You have
I
a
do
real,
have a fire
what is
truck.
it, antique? What kind of?
It's a 1961 FC 170, which is one of the early Willis Jeeps.
Yes.
And it's a forward control, so it's kind of like a van. So you're up in the front, and there's kind of like a van platform. And it was actually from New York, and a guy here in Atlanta bought it, drove it all the way down from New York, and then parked it for about 10 years, and I just kept looking at it for 2 years, like I gotta have it, I can't stand it, no, I don't need it, no, I gotta have it, no, I don't need it. And I did that for like, literally
I'm not
2
gonna
years.
sell
So
it.
this
Maybe
is
I'll
your
sell it.
vehicle.
Yeah, this was mine.
You purchased
Yes.
it.
Yes.
And do you ever build out for others? I mean, can people bring you their vehicles?
Yeah,
or
most of my work
commission
is
you?
customer work. I normally have 2 to 3 customer projects going at one time, and then something for myself. That's usually the ratio. Sometimes
Okay.
I get lucky and I have 2 customers
These are
and
the
2,
cars.
and
These are
2
the cars
personals, like.
These are the
so-
cars that take 3 or 4 years to build over here.
Right.
Yeah. So here's the deal. When we come back, I definitely want to talk to you about folks that maybe want to modify or change one of the vehicles that they have, or they'd like to maybe engage you for a project. What are some of the things that can be done? And if you can, simple from a budget standpoint to the ridiculous and the complex.
Sure.
What are some of the craziest, wildest things you've ever seen inside a vehicle? I mean, I've seen cars where they've had seats that were actually fish tanks that you sat on. Is that I have.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen
Oh, yeah.
all sorts of crazy interiors and materials and things. So it'd be interesting to kind of get your perspective on some of the nuttier things that you've seen that blow people's minds. So don't go anywhere. We've got Bryan Fuller, we've got World of Wheels. We are at the 34th Annual O'Reilly Auto Parts Show here at the World Congress Center, and we definitely want to keep you entertained. So we'll be back with a whole bunch more.